In this video, I'm going to give you the grand tour of Airport Boulevard in Mobile, Alabama, one of the busiest, but also one of the most popular streets in the entire city. We're starting out in Midtown, and this is where so much of Mobile is focused, and this is a hub in an area called the Loop. Look it up, and you'll find out why it's called that. It has something to do, well, with some transportation, obviously. But if you look around, we got a few bumps in the road over here, but this has been around in this area for a long time. My name is Jeff Jones with Keller Williams here in Mobile, Alabama. I've lived here my whole life, and I love getting to make these videos. People reach out to me, they got a lot of questions about the area. Hey, what's it really like? Are there hurricanes everywhere, tornadoes? A lot of people have these preconceived notions. And often they find out when they get here that some of those fears, well, they're not true, and they absolutely love Mobile for the hospitality, but also for so many other things that it offers. And so as we're in the Loop, we're starting here, of course, over to the left. You've got Popeye's Fried Chicken. Even though it's not just local to Mobile, you will find there's no chicken better than Popeye's. And we continue around. Of course, we have a plethora of gas stations and different mom and pop shops around here, but we're coming up on an area that has one of my absolute favorite restaurants, Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. It's over here on the right, and you'll notice, well, there's another Mexican restaurant. We've got Regions Bank. It's a regional bank, of course, Regions, but a lot of folks bank there, and it's very popular. And I mentioned in my other video about Mobile having a lot of banking options. And because of that, you as the consumer, you're often going to get a lot of representation because, well, everybody's competing for your business. So look to the right, you'll see Ruth's Chris, and their steaks are incredible. Now, as we continue, you'll see we've got a Mardi Gras store on the left side, and that is seasonal because, well, we're in the middle of Mardi Gras right now. And if you look over to the left, you're going to also see a Checkers restaurant. Not just a Checkers, but the Checkers, where it all began, because Checkers started in Mobile, Alabama. And if you look to the right, you're going to see a Foosackly's chicken finger place. Foosackly's is famous in Mobile. Their phrase is, you can't beat the foo. And look to the left, we actually have a skateboard park here in Mobile. Lots of folks out there. And then we're coming up on the police station. This is like the hub for the police station here in Mobile, the city of Mobile. I've been there, and I'm going to tell you, they've got a top-notch operation. They actually have this room. I don't know if it's open to the public, but they gave me a tour, and there are television screens everywhere. I mean, ceiling to the floor, wall to wall. And they've got all these cameras around the city. So it's a pretty high-tech operation, but that's what it is, the police headquarters over to the left. Now, as we continue, heading west, we're heading out to West Mobile. You notice we have this little mini canopy of oak trees here. A lot of these houses have been around for a while, and you'll see that, oak trees are everywhere. And as we get further out west, of course, you're not going to see as many canopies, but you will still continue to see oak trees. And as we're coming up here at this light, this is, this is like an area that's going to give you two options. Of course, you can make a left and go out on Cottage Hill Road, which will take you into West Mobile. But if you make a right on Florida Street, well, that's going to take you into more of Midtown. It's going to take you into Old Shell Road. You've got, Dolphin Street. You've got Spring Hill Avenue. So all those veins that go from downtown all the way out West Mobile, you can reach that by the cross street of Florida Street. And Florida Street's very busy with restaurants, shops, a lot of office space as well. So this is kind of a hub. So as we passed from Florida Street, we're approaching Sage Avenue. And Sage Avenue, again, is one of those cross streets that takes you through. But at this corner, we've got over to the left, we've got the Marriott, pretty tall hotel. I actually helped the the former manager at another Marriott around town moved to Mobile, lived here for a couple years, and then moved away. And what was crazy was he bought his house at a certain price. He was able to sell it, make a little money, and that's what happened in the market in Mobile. So things are thriving, doing well. You've got more office space on the left, and this is approaching the area we like to call the mall. You've got basically two mall areas in Mobile. On the south side, you've got Bel Air Mall, which is now called the Shops of Bel Air. And then on the north side, you've got the Springdale Mall area, which has a lot of different options also. And of course, I'll talk about that as we drive through it. So this is the area that people would say Airport Boulevard starts to get busy. And the reason why is because we're about to intersect with I-65. And of course, near the interstate, you're gonna have some congestion. We've got restaurants on either side, and we've got several different shops. I wanna try to slow down so that truck with the trailer doesn't block the view. We've got Belk, we've got Dillard's, we've got Drew Brees Entertainment, Surge Entertainment that moved in, and got Men's Warehouse, my favorite place. And then over to the right, you'll see you've got a electronics store, fitness store, Ulta, a Cane's Chicken Fingers, the only one in Mobile. And you've got lots of car lots, different places on the south side. And if you look over there, we've got a shoe station, World Market, Overstock, Sam's Club, Burlington, Coat Factory. And here we go. We are crossing over I-65. And this will give you an idea. We'll show you both on the left side and the right side of what the interstate is like. And as we leave the interstate, we head into, I like to call this Restaurant Row, and we come into more of West Mobile. You know, if you had to ask me, Jeff, where does West Mobile begin? I would be hesitant to say here, but maybe if I were pressured, I'd say, yeah, this is about it. Maybe a little further out, but this is where folks stop thinking of Midtown and start thinking of West Mobile. And we've got an Aldi on the right. If you look to the right, you'll see Aldi has been a newcomer to Mobile. Got several locations, and they are known for having really low pricing when it comes to grocery stores. So low pricing, and they're the grocery store you have to put the coin in, 25 cents to get the cart. And that's their way that they guarantee that you will bring it back to the place you picked it up from. So they don't have to hire somebody to go out into the parking lot to pick it up. It's pretty smart. I also forgot to mention we have a half-shell oyster house, I believe, that's back there as well. Really popular place. And on the left-hand side, you'll see a restaurant called Walk-Ons that is brought here by Drew Brees, again, New Orleans Saints, great guy that has really done a lot for local communities, and he's invested here. And my assistant, her name's Avery, that is her favorite restaurant. She loves that place. We've got some workout facilities on the right, a sleep center, and a popular place down here I'll tell you about, seafood. But over on the left, we've got the ever popular Olive Garden. This is Montlamar, and we've got Home Depot. We've got more places, but over on the right, the Boiling Pot. I love that place. Great seafood, and it's probably got the cheapest prices of any seafood place in Mobile. Of course, on the left, you've got the Guitar Center, and I bought many things there. I probably spent a few $1,000s there being a former musician. And then over on the right, another restaurant that I love called, what is that? The BJ's, that's right, BJ's Brew House restaurant, love that. Jason's Deli. And now we're getting into an area that's, you know, we're almost getting into Spring Hill. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But of course, more restaurants. You've got a, what is it? Honey Baked Ham. Every single year I'm going to Honey Baked Ham. And Chipotle, of course. And then if you look to the right, you'll see some apartments. These are older apartments. They've been around for a really long time. But that's where you should live if you want to be convenient. I mean, this is it. You can walk out, walk across the street, go to Starbucks. You got it covered. Now, as we get more into the Spring Hill area, you notice on the right, you've got something called the Fresh Market. Um, we had a Whole Foods. It lasted for a little while in Mobile, but then I'm gonna change lanes so I can tell you more about this. All right. So Whole Foods did not last very long in Mobile. And I think that, you know, Whole Foods, I think it would have done well, but man, I don't know why. I don't know what happened, but it was very disappointing for a lot of people. And so one of the complaints we get is that Mobile does not support things. But I just think people in Mobile, they kind of like what they like, and Whole Foods was new, so maybe they didn't adopt it like they should have. But Fresh Market is kind of a replacement, not completely, but if you're looking for more organic items, then Fresh Market has it. Now, I talked about Spring Hill. This is McGregor Avenue in front of us, and we've got a lot of construction going on here. They've actually shut down McGregor as a through street from McGregor to Dolphin Street, but this is where you can access the Country Club of Mobile, and then if you go to the left side, you're going to see this is Azalea Road. So it's McGregor on the right and Azalea on the left, and Azalea takes you all the way to Denton Middle School, I believe that's right, takes you to Davidson High School, and then it connects to Cottage Hill. Of course, we have another Popeyes restaurant straight ahead, and also on the right, we've got another shopping center with a Books A Million, my oldest daughter's favorite store. She loves that place. She would live there if she could. Of course, we have a Michael's. And then over on the left, we've got a Haverty's Furniture, Outback Steakhouse, Lynn's Crafters, those sorts of things. And now we're going to get into an area that if you live in Mobile, you know this can be referred to as the racetrack, because on Friday night, late at night, you'll hear some cars racing up and down this area. It's a pretty straight shot, so anyway, that's one of the negatives about this area, but folks like to do it, and I think the cops are starting to crack down on it because I haven't been hearing about it as much. But on the right, we've got neighborhoods that are really close to the country club. We have I think this is called Lakewood on the right, really nice homes. And then on the left, we have an area called Jackson Heights. Not like Jackson Heights in the movie Coming to America, but Mobile's own Jackson Heights. So these houses can be in the 200 to 400, maybe 375 range. A lot of house flips in Jackson Heights. Number one, the yards are huge. People love that. It's one of the reasons they move here. If you look to the right, you'll see some of these really nice homes that are in the Spring Hill area, Rochester. You've just got some really nice properties. Several of the houses that we've passed, they're going to be like $1 million. So nice areas. And then there are some in the back that are way above $1 million. And I'm going to pass here. I guess I'm going to sit tight and we'll talk about one area that's popular here. This we're approaching is called University. If you look ahead, of course, well, it's traffic. And the reason why it's traffic, it's one of the busiest intersections in all of Mobile. And that's because it connects the dots to the University of South Alabama. If you look to the right, you'll see Publix. And then if you head to the right on University, that will take you to the USA campus. But if you look to the left, you'll see another grocery store that just opened. And it's a Piggly Wiggly. And I'm telling you, that place has everything. Really, really a great place. If you quickly look to the right, you'll see there's Moe's Original Barbecue, probably my second favorite barbecue in all of Mobile. And then you look to the left. That's a church that has a lot of folks that go there called City Hope Church. And that's actually the Mobile campus. Their main campus is in Malbus on the Eastern Shore. So a lot of folks go there. Very popular place. And here we are, just sitting here, and I think one reason why they had to put in a red light here is because a Chick-fil-A is in this shopping center, and Chick-fil-A is crazy busy in Mobile. So people are always in that line wrapped around the building, but they're very efficient, and they just remodeled last week to dedicate an entire section of the restaurant just to the drive-through so they can get people in and out. Bam, bam, bam. They do a good job. And as we continue, you'll notice on the left side, we've got one of the most popular neighborhoods in Mobile. It's called Regency. These houses were built in the 70s, I believe, and they're going to range from around 275 to around 4 something. But Regency connects you to the other neighborhood called Regency Oaks. And now, on the left, of course, you've just got more businesses. But on the right, you'll see a neighborhood that's very popular in Mobile, and it is called Ridgefield. Ridgefield, those homes are in the 400s, 500s. I've even seen some in the 600s. And then if you look on the left, you're going to see the beginning of a neighborhood called Pinehurst. Pinehurst is probably the largest neighborhood in all of Mobile, and this is a hodgepodge neighborhood. I don't say that with a negative connotation, but that's the best way to describe it, because those homes are going to range from around 175-ish all the way to around 300-ish. You even have some new construction there. But it's a great place if you want to be convenient to everything in Mobile. You've got Longhorn, you've got Texas Roadhouse, you've got a medical center, you've got churches all around. So living in Pinehurst, very popular. In fact, I'm helping a couple buy a house in Pinehurst right now, and that's why they chose to live here. And you can look around and you see the traffic's not too bad. And it is actually 12:15 in the afternoon on a Thursday, middle of the week, you know, not too bad. So a lot of folks complain about traffic from where they're from. Well, it's nothing compared to Mobile. And if you look over to the left, you'll see a Buffalo Wild Wings, but also a brand new Taco Mama that is coming. It should be opening soon. I saw an advertisement where they're looking for employees, so that's going to be huge for this area. It's going to be really, really nice. One complaint we get about Airport Boulevard is there are a lot of traffic lights. And here's another one. We're coming up on Hillcrest, and Hillcrest is one of the busiest, I think I've said that a few times, one of the busiest, but it is. It's one of the busiest intersections. And if you are going home, 5 o'clock traffic on Hillcrest, I'm telling you, it is like bumper to bumper. But the great part about Mobile, around 5:45 or 6, you're back in business. Usually doesn't last too long. And we pass through Hillcrest, and you'll see on the right, what do we have? Another Dollar General. Mobile has their share of Dollar General and Dollar Tree, actually. So I got them confused. They're everywhere. That and nail salons, we have got you covered. Now, if we look over on the left, you're going to see, of course, another chicken finger place, Zaxby's. A friend of mine owns and operates those in town. His family does. There's another Walmart neighborhood market right in front of this monstrosity on the left known as Providence Hospital. It looks kind of like a spaceship, but this is a very popular hospital in Mobile. One of my daughters was born there, and it's right across the street from Huntley Woods, which is another really popular neighborhood. Those homes were built, I believe, in the maybe late 60s, early 70s, and a lot of flips in that neighborhood as well. Why do they do that? Because of the location. It can't be beat. And then you're going to notice the Providence Park has a lot of land, a lot of office space there as well. And over to the right, Aztecas. This is another location owned by the same family that owns multiple places around Mobile. And we continue to the right, one of the most popular restaurants, Poor Baby. That place has the best pork chop I have ever had in my entire life. So keep that in mind if you're visiting. And as we continue, still heading west on Airport Boulevard, we're going to see on the left-hand side a restaurant that just opened a few months ago. And I'm going to call that, I'm not even going to try to call it, but it's a Japanese restaurant, Hibachi, and it is really, really great. And of course, in the back, you've got Bonefish Grill. That's my wife's favorite restaurant. She loves that. But this is just more of Airport Boulevard. It's super busy at 5 o'clock, so glad we caught it early. And now we're coming up on Cody Road. Now, Cody Road over to the south on the left side is almost nothing but residential. I actually live off Cody Road, so you've got residential from Cody all the way down through Cottage Hill, and then continuing down. Now, over to the right, if you make a right from here on Cody, that's going to be on the north side of Airport. You've got more residential, and also you'll see that the University of South Alabama, they own a lot of property in that area, and what they're doing is they're buying up a lot of land and they're converting it. They put in a new stadium, 25,000 seat stadium, which we're actually, I think this is the week of the Senior Bowl coming up. So a lot of folks in town, they're having practices there, and that's where the game will be, at the Hancock Whitney Stadium. But South Alabama is doing a lot there. There's other areas as well, cheaper housing down that way, and that's the way you get to the fairgrounds in Mobile, so right off Cody Road. And I've mentioned in some of my other videos about, places that have a high concentration of car lots, car dealers. Well, this is an area that does as well, and you've got my other daughter's favorite restaurant, Roma Cafe, over there on the right. And this shopping area has some seafood and more car lots. And then you look on the left, you've got the Ford dealership out here, wall-to-wall cars. And then on the right-hand side, you've got a really huge used car dealer. And then we're coming up on another shopping center that has an Academy Sports as the staple. And then you've got some out parcels. You've got a Nuke's Eatery, which I love that place. And then you also have Baytown Burger that also has beignets, best beignets you'll ever eat. I don't care what New Orleans says. And then you've got a car wash, which is another thing that Mobile has a lot of. Lots of car washes. Got a police officer over here on the left. Hopefully he won't give me any flack about having the cameras mounted on the top of the car, but hey, I'm just gonna behave, stick to myself. Hopefully he won't care. We'll see. And I almost forgot, my favorite wing place in Mobile is Wingstop, and they are incredible. I always get the Louisiana dry rub, great stuff. And then over on the left, you've got the Chevrolet dealership. And then over on the right, you've got a Hyundai dealership. And then over on the left, you've got another Fusac lease. Can't fake the foo. Now we're coming up on another busy intersection in Mobile called Schillinger. Remember, that's singular, not Schillingers, but Schillinger. And this is where you go, where you can find just about anything. You got another Chipotle, you've got an Office Max, a Rouse's grocery store. Now that is a standout in Mobile. Rouse's is regional from Louisiana. They are really, really great. Caddy corner on the right, you've got a Briquette Steakhouse. You've got a new floor and decor store. Over on the left, you've got the Toyota dealership, of course, another drugstore, and this area, kind of a transition to get us out to the airport, which is coming up on the right. If you look to the right, you'll see a huge fire station, and you'll also see the beginning of the property for the West Mobile, or the Mobile Regional Airport. Now, I've got great news about this. I've got bad news for this place, but great news for the airport and for anybody who's looking to move here. So the Mobile Airport has been in this location for a very long time, and they're getting ready to move in 2025 out to the Brookley complex, which is in downtown, and that will change everything, giving us much lower rates, giving us a competitive advantage. And if you live on the Eastern Shore, you won't have to drive all the way out here to go to the Mobile Airport. You just get off the bridge and you'll be in downtown. So Mobile, flown out of here dozens and dozens of times. And so it'll be further for me, but it will be closer for most people in the general Mobile County area because it's going to be right off of the interstate. Now, if we look over to the left, you'll see a neighborhood called Hamilton Bridges, and it's super close to Baker High School. And Baker is basically right over here on the left. It's one of the biggest high schools. I think it's probably the biggest in Mobile. And this school, very active in the community. You know, you got a big stadium here, The football team did really well this year, all kind of sports. So this whole property here is Baker High School, and it's really, it's outgrown itself. And so Mobile, they're having another high school that's going to be built out in this area. I don't know a lot of the details, but it's coming up very soon. And if you look over to the right, you're going to see a shopping center that has one of the best pizza places in all of Mobile called Joe's Pizza. You definitely have to check that out. It is absolutely great. And as we wrap up here, I'm going to take you through one other section for a neighborhood, but then we're going to wrap up soon. But if you notice in this area, you got some homes on the left. They have some, well, not acreage, but you've got, you know, a little bit of space between your neighbors. And this is where a neighborhood called Smoke Rise on the left. I lived there for about 2 years. It's a really large neighborhood there on the left. And then if you look on the right, you've got another neighborhood, Trailwood, and I can't remember the name of the other one, but less expensive houses on the right in Trailwood, and then a little more expensive on the left. And then also on the left we have, I think that's Champion Hills, I believe. Those are going to be in the 200 to 300-ish range. And then of course on the left, more storage. Of course, that's what we need, is another storage unit. And so we're going to wrap up at my favorite coffee place in Mobile. They've got 7 locations. This is Yellowhammer Coffee. And if you've seen my other videos, I've talked about them a lot. In fact, I ran into the owner doing another video the other day. You'll have to check that out on the Cottage Hill Tour Part 1. And we'll pull in here as we wrap up so you can see what all the fuss is about. And we'll stop here. So Yellowhammer opened this location so they could have a presence in West Mobile out near Snow Road, which is where we are, the corner of Snow and Airport. So we're right here, and I'm gonna wrap up and tell you a few details. So Yellowhammer Coffee, local to Mobile, you know, a native decided to come up with a great idea, and that's what he did. And this is what we have, a great place. So if you ever come here, you need to check it out. This video is not sponsored by them, but Jeff Roberts has been a good friend of mine for a long time. My name's Jeff Jones, like I mentioned. I love getting to do this, but I love it when folks reach out to me. You know, they got questions about moving here. Well, don't forget, like and subscribe the video because we're always dropping new videos, but also shoot me a message. You know, check out my website, call the number on the screen, livinginmobile.com, but also check out my new app. You can search for Living in Mobile, Alabama. There's nothing like it in all of Mobile, and I can't wait to connect with you. But also, there are other links below. You know, the free city guide, you can check out our podcast, all sorts of things. As you can tell, I love getting to do this, but I love getting to make these videos to answer your questions, and hopefully you'll get to move here and see for yourself what makes it so great.